Morning, students. Today we are going in continuation with the thermodynamics. We are going to do further. The first thing in the yesterday's lecture, which we was discussing, the thing was the exothermic and endothermic reaction. So let's repeat with that once. Exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions are what? They are the reactions which proceed with the evaluation of the heat energy. Evolution of the heat energy means whenever the reaction is going to take place, your heat is going to get liberated. Endothermic reactions are those reactions which absorb the heat energy, means are going to take the heat energy. Now, in the case of exothermic reaction, remember one thing, that your delta H and delta U, they are always going to be negative, and your endothermic reaction, in the case of endothermic reaction, your delta H and delta U are always going to be positive in the value. Then when we want to measure internal energy and enthalpy of a reaction, whether the system has uh, absorb or release the energy in the form of heat, its temperature changes. This temperature we can measure. Now when we want to calculate this, we measure the energy change under different conditions. What are the different conditions? The first condition is that we measure it at the constant volume. When we are going to measure it at a constant volume, then this gives the change in internal energy, that is your delta U. Second condition is what? That at the constant pressure. When we talk about the constant pressure, it gives the change in enthalpy, that is your delta H. Now, heat absorbed at the constant volume for a chemical reaction, it is measured with the help of a bomb calorimeter. Calorimeter is the basic instrument which we are going to use for determining the enthalpy of a reaction. Now, we can have the three types of the calorimeter. One is a simple calorimeter, or you can say water calorimeter. How does it look? Like this. Somewhat it is. In this, we have the stirrer, place a thermometer, and another unit. Now, this type of calorimeter basically it is employed for determining the heat changes along the chemical reaction taking place in the solution. This apparatus, or you can say water bath, it have the insulated outer walls, means this inner lining is a water bath and this outer one is the insulated lining. Now there is another vessel in the reaction in this chamber, or you can say in this vessel, that is this, in which a reaction is going to take place. This chamber is immersed in the water bath. Now water bath is provided with the stirring arrangement, which is this, and temperature for measuring the accurate thermometer for measuring the accurate temperature. Now ordinary flask which is provided with a thermometer and stirrer, it can also, like आप simple सा एक vessel ले लो, उसके अंदर you put a stirrer and you put a thermometer. It is also going to act as a calorimeter. Basically, this type of the calorimeter we use for the measuring of the heat changes. Another calorimeter is what? Next calorimeter is the cup calorimeter, and cup calorimeter usually we use in the laboratory. Okay, now in this what happens, that this outer area we are having a polystyrene cup. It acts as a extra layer of the insulation. And why we are taking it? So that a heat can we can ensure that heat enters or leaves the inner cup. ये आपका क्या है? इट इज अ inner club, and this is your thermometer. Now this calorimeter are open to the atmosphere, so we can say कि measure the heat changes at the constant pressure. Then the third one is the bomb calorimeter. For the bomb calorimeter, please refer the NCRT book for the diagram. Bomb calorimeter basically we use for determining the heat of combustion for the fuels like your coal, kerosene oil, petrol, and it gives the strong metallic chamber which is called as a bomb. This bomb is basically made of a heavy steel and it is capable of withstanding a high pressure. It develops which it develops inside due to the gases produced as a result of combustion. Now, this steel vessel is also lined inside with the gold or platinum alloy, or some you can say with some other non-oxidizable substances to check oxidation of a steel during the chemical reactions. It is further fitted with a pressure tight screw cap and the combustion is carried out. Now what happens that when we are going to connect it so to each other through a platinum wire dipping in the platinum cup, the small amount of substance under investigation is taken in that, and bomb is filled with excess of oxygen under a pressure and it is sealed. Because of which what happens ki insulated water bath which contains a known quantity of water, it is lower down. Now, water bath is also provided with a mechanical stirrer in this. And with this, we measure the again heat change, or you can say heat combustion. This much we require to do in the case of bomb calorimeter. Now, the main topic again, that is your enthalpy changes of chemical reaction enthalpies. Now, what is it? Whatever the amount of heat evolved or is absorbed in a reaction, we called it as a heat of reaction. Now, what is this enthalpy of a reaction? Enthalpy of reaction. We say कि जो ये enthalpy change हो गया reaction में is what when the number of moles of reactants react completely to give the products as given by a chemical balanced equation. Again, I'm repeating that enthalpy of reaction is what? It is a enthalpy change. Enthalpy change क्या हो गया? Amount of heat evolved or absorbed in a reaction when number of moles of reactant completely to give the product as given by the balance equation. Means say suppose अगर आपके पास एक balance equation है like this, तो यहाँ पे whether the change of the reaction क्या होगा कि when 1 mole of methane reacts with the 2 mole of oxygen to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water is equal to whatever the amount, say suppose the amount comes x is equal to x, means x kilojoule of heat is evolved during the reaction. Now, what are the factors on which your enthalpy change depends? Enthalpy change means your delta H. The first factor is your physical state. Physical state of the reactant and product. Now, when we talk about the physical state of reactant and product, your delta H of a reaction depends on it. For example, Say suppose we have taken now what I was telling you, that when hydrogen and oxygen, they both are what? They are present in the gaseous state. When they are going to combine with the each other, they are going to give rise to the H2O, which is a liquid state. So as there is a change in the state, we can find out the enthalpy of a reaction, or you can say it is going to be different than when they are going to combine to form the gaseous water or etc. Second property is the quantities of the reactant. Quantities of a reactant, we say that your enthalpy change depends upon the amount of reactant. For example, that heat of combustion of 2 moles of carbon is doubled, then heat of combustion of 1 mole of carbon. भाई अगर आपने कम क्वांटिटी ली है तो heat of combustion will be less. If you have taken a more quantity, then heat of combustion will be more. Third is the allotropic modification. Now this allotropic modification is what? That he enthalpy change for different allotropic forms of the same substance are going to be different. For example, carbon. Carbon, we know that, say suppose you have taken it in a diamond form, reacting with O2 gives CO2, and another you are taking as a graphite, means amorphous crystalline forms you are taking O2, it gives CO2. Now in both the cases, the delta H for both are going to be different. Like in this case it is minus 395.4 kilojoule and it is minus 393.5 kilojoule. Fourth factor is a temperature. Now when we talk about the temperature, enthalpy of reaction depends upon temperature of the reactant and the product. Fifth is a condition of constant pressure and volume. Now, enthalpy of a reaction depends upon the condition of the constant pressure and the volume. This we have already covered in the yesterday's lecture, that QV is equal to delta U and QP is equal to delta H. So delta H is what? Delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Delta H can be equal, greater, or less than the delta U. These are the factors on which it depends. Okay. Now, besides this, one more definition we have, that is the standard enthalpy of the reaction. When we talk about the standard enthalpy of a reaction, just remember the definition. It is what? That according to the thermodynamic, that we say that a substance is said to be in standard state when it is present in its most stable state under a pressure of 1 bar at a specified temperature. So standard enthalpy is what? It is the enthalpy change for a reaction when all participating substances are present in their standard states. Now, when we want to say enthalpy change of a reaction, so what is happening? Your reactant is converting into a product. So, enthalpy change of a reaction, we can say that it can be measured. That is your delta H. This R is for the reaction is equal to sum of enthalpies of reactant minus sum of enthalpies of, sorry, enthalpies of product minus reactant. Okay, in this manner, we can calculate the enthalpy change. Up to here, it is clear to everyone. Now, after this, we have Hess's law of constant Hess's law of constant heat. Okay, now what is this Hess's law? Hess's law is what the enthalpy change in a particular reaction is the same whether the reaction takes place in one step or number of step. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग हेस लॉ क्या कहता है कि एंथैल्पी चेंज क्या हो गया हीट इवॉल्व और हीट एब्जॉर्ब किसी भी रिएक्शन का इट इज गोइंग टू बी सेम वेदर इट हैज टेकन प्लेस इन अ सिंगल स्टेप और अ मल्टीपल स्टेप्स से सपोज मेरे पास एक कंपोनेंट है ए it is changing into a B and then C and then C is again changing to a A. Okay, अब say suppose I say कि A जो है वो directly it can change into a B. Okay, your path one is what? That your A is changing into a B directly. ये आपका path one है. Means single step में काम हो रहा है. और दूसरा तरीका क्या है कि ए को पहले सी में चेंज हो रहा है एंड फिर सी इज चेंजिंग टू द बी दिस इज योर पाथ टू नाउ वी से कि अगर हम एंथैल्पी चेंज यहाँ पे निकालें और यहाँ पे निकालें तो इट इज गोइंग टू कम द सेम मीन्स इसका डेल्टा एच का वैल्यू और इन दोनों स्टेप्स का डेल्टा एच का वैल्यू इज गोइंग टू बी सेम ओवर हियर गॉट इट what is enthalpy change for example कि say suppose मैं बोलूँ C plus O2 gives CO2 इसके अंदर डेल्टा H इज इक्वल टू -393.5 किलो जूल्स ओके 5 किलो जूल्स अब दिस आई से कि ये ऐसे ना हो कि ये क्या हुआ C plus half O2 gives CO and then CO plus half O2 gives CO2. Okay, when you have combined this it has given this only. अब इसके अंदर डेल्टा एच आई टेक डेल्टा एच वन इट इज इक्वल टू -110.5 किलो जूल्स and this your delta H2 is equal to -283.0 kilojoule. On adding, it is going to give the value 393.5. Means my reaction has taken in a single step. तो भी delta H का value ये था. When it is taken in a multiple step, then also delta H का value is the same. So where we can apply this Hess's law? What are the applications for this? So applications for this, we say the first application over here is what? That is the determination of the enthalpy of formation of substance which cannot be measured. Means this one, that whether it has taken in the single step or a double step, it is a same only. This is the first application. This is the explanation also and application also. So first application I am writing determining enthalpy of formation. Same likewise I have showed you. Okay, then second application is the determine enthalpy of transition. Now, enthalpy of transition is what? Enthalpy of transition, we say that, say suppose I am having a carbon diamond I have taken, reacts with the O2, it gives a CO2. And I am having a graphite, reacts with O2, gives CO2. So what is happening over here? We are having the two states, the crystalline and the amorphous states over here. इसका delta H is what? 395.4 minus, and this one is delta H minus 393.5. So what we do, we subtract both of them. When you are going to subtract, it gives a value minus 1.9. This is going to as known as a enthalpy of a transition. Third application is the determine enthalpy of hydration. Now, enthalpy of hydration is what? Like, for example, we are having a CuSO4. When it's combined with the water, it gives you a CuSO4 dot 5H2O. So delta H will be what? Minus 78.2. Now, this CuSO4, what you do? Next reaction के अंदर CuSO4 plus aqueous you are going to do, then again more water it is going to have. So इसका ये enthalpy what is going to happen? It is go on changes. So when you are going to calculate it, it is going to give the this value only. Then after that we have the enthalpy of atomization. Enthalpy of atomization क्या है? For example, fourth, enthalpy of atomization. Enthalpy of atomization क्या है? For example, you are having a CH4 reacted CH3 plus H. फिर CH3, तो इसने दिया CH2 plus H. Means वो atoms में convert हो रहे हैं. CH2 gives CH plus H. Then CH gives C plus H. अब यहाँ पे enthalpy क्या थी? 427.9. Then it became 439. Then 452. These are the calculated values, standard values हैं. Okay, this. So this complete has taken place into the 4 steps. So what we do? We divide it by the 4 over here. Okay. In this manner, we can calculate the enthalpy of atomization. With this, we finish our today's lecture. Thank you.